This is John. I'm going to try to put together a short description here of the homemade CNC machine I run. Basically, it has three Teknik Clearpath stepping motors. One to drive the Y, one to drive the X, one to drive the Z. Has a spindle here. It's 1 horsepower. It uses ball screws. Let's see, what are they? I think it's 16 millimeter ball screws for both, or for all X, Y, and Z. Uses 16 millimeter was SBR 16 rails, and let's see, uses 4 of the forget the part number on those blocks to support the Z there. Uses 6 of those blocks for the Y, for the X, which may be overkill, and it also uses 6 down here for the Y. The Clearpath motors take a 70 volt DC power supply, which is down here under the desk in a box down here. It's the Teknik, the larger power supply that Teknik sells in there. Uses a smooth stepper to drive it, to drive the Tekniks. Have a couple panels here with where the motors plug in down here, X, Y, and Z. Also have a connection here for connecting a probe for Z sensing. Have an outlet strip down there, which is what I just turned on. Has a Hitachi VFD controller. Has a Modbus interface to control the speed on that. Ties in through a USB to this particular box is an isolation as well as conversion from USB to the proper I forget if it's RS-485 or RS-232 right now, but that's what ties into the VFD. Have some buttons here that tie into the smooth stepper for start, pause, emergency stop. Also have some buttons here and a joystick for manually controlling the position of the spindle over here. Here on the back is the smooth stepper. Let's see, the smooth stepper's over here, and there's an additional interface board here. Don't actually have it wired up yet, but there's also a 5 volt power supply back here that runs the smooth stepper. Down here, the 2 little transformers there are actually what comes to the lights here, LED lights from IKEA. Certain things, I bought the ball screw for the Y so I could later on build a bigger, get more travel out of it, horizontally here, whatever. But in the meantime, it's mounted to 2x3 aluminum bar down there that goes the length of the machine. Table is from ClampUSystems or something like that. T-slots 5/8 inch slots, I believe. Right now I've just got some wood on here for a also have a little knife attachment, like a X-Acto knife attachment to cut stencils, that sort of thing. The spindle is a ER16M, so it will take up to, I believe it's a 3/8 inch collet and a bit and collet. Nothing too special here, I guess. Uses flex couplings and again, I forget the terminology. It's been this way for over a year, I believe, that I've been running it. It's kind of based on the layout of the my DIY. Try that again. My DIY CNC machines. I had one of theirs. Bought it. I think it was around $800 at the time, and sort of based this on that, but beefing everything up. The sides are 1/2 inch by 6 inch aluminum extrusion, whatever. Plus it has 1x1 additional blocks running down the sides to strengthen it. Crossover piece, I think, is 1x8 if I recall. That bolts onto the side using 1x1 blocks for kind of an L bracket there. There's also, I guess it's 2x3 by 8 inch long bars there that act to tie the sides into the base down here, which is built up out of 1x1 stock. It's got great big rubber feet. I think they're about a 3-inch diameter rubber foot down there. I think there's 6 of them under here in various positions. The Tekniks, I already said, they have a it's actually optically isolated input, in this case for step direction and enable. If the motor runs into the frame or something like that, it does stop and it does turn on a yellow LED. It's normally green when it's ready to run. I've made some little plastic pieces here that was not coming out. That basically allow me to see down into the socket there. They just plug into the hole there so I can see the LED in down there from the side. Let's see. Didn't do too much here with, the wiring at all. Oops. Just made it long enough and flexible enough that it'll reach around. The spindle came from, I think it's I don't know how to say it. UgraCNC, they advertise on eBay. They used to be in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, but they've since moved to Florida. Spindle seems to be pretty good. It has a range from 6,000 RPM to 24,000 RPM. This particular one is 1 horsepower, I believe, and uses 3-phase voltages, but everything I have here is running off a single outlet. It's just a single phase 120 volt circuit, so I probably don't really load the spindle down very much, which is good because I'd probably blow the breaker. I have a, besides the wooden table on there, just for that, I have other, I'm going to just move this over here a little bit, have a 5-inch vise mounted on a plate that has, I guess 5/8 inch steel rails on it, and that's what slides into the these two T-slots, and I can run it in, adjust it, screw it down there, and the vise just screws onto the plate. I was happy with how I did the vise mounting there. Can't really see it there. The hole for the vise bolts actually milled hexagonal holes into the base plate there, and some of these other holes are left over from previous version of this machine. This used to be the before I got the T-slot table, this was used for the table before, so it has some holes in here for mounting onto the basically the table that runs back and forth on the y-axis. I have all sorts of spare parts and material and stuff over here that I use. I have a little vacuum cleaner. I forget, it's not, I don't think it's dust buster, but use it to keep the chips from flying too far here on the mill when that's running. I have some other indicators and all here that I use to set things up. That's a lot longer than I figured it would be. I'll see what the audio sounds like. Thanks for watching.